Today we talk about the biorestoration process. I am Roberto Amore and I am a plastic surgeon from Italy and founder of the company Love Cosmedical. The product that we are talking today is Sfera, manufactured by Love Cosmedical. It's a very innovative product for biorestoration. Sfera combines two different ingredients, hyaluronic acid, or better, cross-linked hyaluronic acid with calcium hydroxyapatite. Biorestoration is a complex system that enhances the quantity of fibers in subcutaneous soft tissue, giving a volume effect, but of course giving also more elasticity and more firmness. So if we think to the old concept of a filling process, biorestoration is a more huge concept that of course give filling effect, but of course give more effect in terms of firmness and elasticity. I will explain the difference between direct filling effect that was done by cross-linked hyaluronic acid to indirect effect that was done by the calcium hydroxyapatite. Direct effect by hyaluronic acid give immediately the effect as soon as I inject it, because hyaluronic acid require water, so give expansion of the injected tissue, and slowly was degraded by the metalloproteinases, so by enzymatic system, and also was degraded by oxidative stress and mechanical stress. So progressively, starting from the T0, progressively was reduced day by day. The difference of the effect of calcium hydroxyapatite, the real agent that give biorestoration, that start at zero level. You have no effect of the microsphere of calcium hydroxyapatite. So it starts progressively to increase, because the mechanism of action of calcium hydroxyapatite is to give a reaction to the injected tissue, and the tissue start to improve the production of new fibers, collagen, elastin, and other fibers that increase the extracellular matrix. Of course, this process requires time. At the beginning we don't have effect, but after, slowly, day by day, it increases, arriving generally in the first month to the maximum capability of increasing the fibers. So Sfera combines those two mechanisms, the direct filling effect that slowly decrease, and indirect filling effect that slowly increase. Why to combine those two different mechanisms of action? Because today we don't want to inject a lot of quantity. We don't want overfilling procedure for have more long-lasting effect. We want to inject a standard quantity, not too high, of course not too low, in order to have a long-lasting effect. So we added calcium hydroxyapatite to hyaluronic acid in order to give more long-lasting effect, avoiding to inject a lot of quantity at the beginning. Sfera is a very versatile product that can be used also for different purposes. We can use it for correcting the defect of bone adsorption and distortion typical of the aging process. With the aging process, we have a modification of the skeleton, and so it creates the typical skeletized and aged phase. Injecting Sfera in a specific area, in this case I mean a supraperiosteal implant just over the bone, we recreate the younger look of the skeleton. In this case, we can correct the temple, the brow, we can have the so-called static brow lift, that it's very helpful when was combined with the dynamic brow lift with the botulinum toxin. We can use also for recreate the bone adsorption of the zygomatic area, of the malar area, and the orbital rims. We can use also to redefine the jawline, to give more prominence of the gonion, to increase the piriform fossa, where there is adsorption of the bone, and of course the chin. Those area has a lot of benefit when injected in a supraperiosteal technique. Sfera, in this case, it's able to recreate the most important young characteristic of the skeleton. Another purpose of using Sfera is for rejuvenation of the subcutaneous soft tissue. White adipose tissue in a superficial layer over the SMAS or in a deep layer under the SMAS can have a lot of benefits from the injection of Sfera. Sfera give hydration, but of course increase the synthesis of new fiber, so for a long-lasting time you will have a more younger look, because we recreate the typical characteristic of and the typical volume of the subcutaneous soft tissue. The last purpose of using Sfera is for the correction of each single defect. If we want to reduce the concavity of the temple, if we want to recreate the prominence of the cheeks or the zygomatic area, if we want to recreate the prominence of the chin, or if you want to refine the jawline. In this case, we use focused in a specific area just to correct each single defect. Sfera is a very extremely versatile product that can be used for several purposes. For bony aging defect, for subcutaneous soft tissue rejuvenation, or for correction of single defect. At the end, Sfera is a very important tool that should be used in a different subject for aesthetic medicine purpose.